beautiful people, and that means everybody watching this. I am so, you know what I'm going to say, super excited, super excited. I have a beautiful guest today. This is Sistah Modupe. You see how excited I am? This is Sistah Modupe, Raw Vegan Soul Food Show. And like I was saying, I am so excited. This is a beautiful story to share, the path that this sister's been on. So who is she? Charlotte Johnson. Miss Charlotte Johnson. She has done so much in a little bit of time, you just wouldn't believe it. And of course, I got to tie it into the song, Keep Your Head to the Sky. No matter what she's been through, she's been full of gratitude, love, and just knowing that her whole life's about expanding, elevating, serving others. And so, let me tell you a little bit about Charlotte and her path, okay? She has begun her career in the health and nutrition industry in 2010, right? Not a real long time ago, but long enough to know what she's doing, right? But how did she get there? Of course, she's going to talk more about that and explain it to us. But she faced her own challenges after childbirth. She was suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome and challenges of losing baby weight. See, a lot of stuff everybody can relate to, right? Or at least the women. Being really tired and dealing with the after effects of bringing a wonderful life, and her son is such a gorgeous being. So, her hunt for solutions, and right, we're all on the hunt for solutions. Remember, that's what this show is about, solutions, right? So that revealed to her that it was simply a lack of nutrients, right? We always connect it back to, because this beautiful temple of ours, right? It's already programmed. It knows what to do, so we have to know how to give it what it needs and stay out of the way, right? By not giving it what it doesn't need. And I mean everything from starting with clean air and water to the right kinds of foods and supplementation. So she's going to tell you about that whole journey. But that's what opened her eyes, that hunt, that dealing with issues, right? No matter what you're going through, you got to still keep your head to the sky, because there are solutions. There's not a problem or issue, a challenge that we deal with, that there's not a solution here for us to use to resolve it, right? Elevation. We just got to be open to what? Expansion, okay? So her hunt for solutions started her on a path of self-education. What I tell you, always check. I don't care if I've said it. Check yourself and do some research. So she started looking in the field of nutrition, which segued into creating and developing a business of her own. Woohoo! We're about entrepreneurship. Everything you touch, you can serve others with from what you learn, okay? So that's how you get, right? You got to give. All right. And so she's been involved in the health and nutrition industry for a little bit of time and has since become a professional health coach. Isn't that beautiful? Serving others has provided her with a beautiful lifestyle and a beautiful sunshine radiance you're going to see and feel, okay? So with skills and knowledge gained, she went on to build a stable clientele where she has helped individuals with ailments ranging from weight loss, weight gain, autoimmune diseases, and eating disorders. Now that covers a lot of people, doesn't it? Okay, so she works with children, with adults, with the elderly, and she's become quite knowledgeable in the areas of cell activation. Woo! We're made up of trillions of cells. You need to understand what activates them and leave that stuff alone that deactivates them. So that's about nutrient absorption, meal planning, grocery shopping for clients. I know you want a little piece of Charlotte for yourself, don't you? So she's worked alongside doctors during the private client hospitalization to ensure proper nutrition after surgery. That is so very important. So in 2012, she went to Open Source Nutrition Lounge, a health and wellness center. And after reviewing this initial business model, she chose to do something more efficient, another way of doing her own business and working with clients. In 2015, she was offered a position at Smooth Aesthetics Medical Spa as their private health consultant for inner and outer nutrition. And then we say we're 360 soulful, wonderful spirits beings. You know, it's not that we are these bodies, but we have to learn how to take care of them. And so, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Ms. Shalade Johnson and ask her to share in her own words something about the experiences that have led up to the current lifestyle and profession that she now is so wonderfully involved in, providing service to everybody that's open-minded and open-hearted enough to accept. So without further ado, here's Shalade Johnson. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Sister Modupe. So my journey began, as you've already said, once I had my beautiful son, and I never really had a weight issue, although I was struggling with chronic fatigue. I would look at this beautiful little baby boy, and it was very saddening to me because I had a fantasy of how it was going to be a new mom, but I would look at him and pray for nap time, as I'm sure a lot of moms do. And I would just be holding him, waiting for nap time because I was in such pain and physically and depleted of nutrients, which I didn't know then, but I was just always exhausted. And I wanted to lose weight. I didn't feel good. I didn't look good. I felt very, I felt like the life was sucked out of me, and I had this beautiful baby that I wanted to give a piece of myself to, but I didn't have the energy or the know-how to do it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start trying to eat healthy, high protein, low carb, vegetarian, 5 small meals, no meals, only water, cabbage diet, you name it, I tried it.
You tried it all, huh?
And through my hunt, because, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes,
and I was very persistent, even though, you know, I kept failing at this and failing at that, and this diet didn't work, and I wasn't feeling better, but I wasn't going to give up because I had another life to think about.
Were you keeping your head to the sky?
Always, always, you know. And sometimes it's not easy. I do have those moments in my life, and, you know, where you got to, like, go in the room and close the door and put the pillow over your head and cry for 20, 30 minutes and hold your favorite spiritual book, and then you just get up, put that makeup back on, comb your hair, and you get back out there.
I heard that.
But, you know, so you do got to get it out. So I have those moments. But,
And
you know,
that's all right.
I just keep, you know, keep it flowing. So long story short, I was introduced to nutrients, and I was fascinated by the effects of vitamins and herbs and the effects they had on our body. And then I started looking more into researching our food and realizing how little nutrients our food has, even if it's organic, because it all starts with the seed. And if that particular seed only has 30% nutrients or 60% nutrients, then that fruit that we harvest is going to have 30 or 60 or 40% nutrients based on the nutrient content of the seed. That's not including how many nutrients the soil either is lacking or not has.
Yes.
And if it's not organic, then that's a totally different story. But so you got this beautiful fruit that, let's say, has 50% of its nutrients, and as soon as you take it off the tree or pluck the root, it starts to lose nutrients daily off the vine.
Right.
Off of its source, right? And then it loses nutrients every day it's in the supermarket, and then every day that it's in our house. So by the time we get it, even if it is 100% seed that bears 100% nutrient-fulfilled fruit, we're only getting like 20% of that. And so I started to realize that how important supplementation was, how important it was to eat organic, and that is the start of my nutrition journey. I was able to lose 15 pounds of baby weight in 6 weeks.
Fantastic.
Simply, you know, finding the right nutrients that worked with my body, the right herbs, and eating the right food. I became very passionate recently, a few years back, with minerals, and I've mastered that.
Excellent.
That was the key component that I realized was missing from the vitamin and the herbs of what we were educated from when I originally got started in health and nutrition, right? But the minerals, that's a whole nother level of health and nutrition, because we are minerals. We are made up of minerals. That salt water that's running through our body, that's minerals, right? Like the ocean, we're minerals. We are minerals, right? So love the minerals.
And to that point, people say, well, you know, boo-hoo about nutrients when you're trying to tell them something, right? They say, oh, that can't have all that effect, whatever, whatever. But when you know you're diagnosed as being anemic, what are they saying you need? Iron. When you're diagnosed as saying, let's see, your immune system is really down, what are they saying? A lot of times it's vitamin C, vitamin D, right? Not enough sunshine, not enough fresh, alive foods, magnesium,
Selenium.
exactly, selenium, exactly. Those are all minerals. So just to make sure people realize, we're not talking about something you know nothing about, all right?
That's a great point, sister, because I want people to understand that being healthy and nutrition, it's not an egotistical, superficial fad anymore.
There you go.
It's life or death.
Yeah,
You know, it's really that serious. It's life or death.
right.
You don't have to live to the standard of what you see in the magazines or on TV
Right.
or in Hollywood, in the industry. You have to live to the highest standards of you.
Right.
Vitamins and nutrients and minerals and herbs are very vital to the success of us as human beings, as far as, you know, our inner nutrition, our body, our organs, our blood, our cells, our outer nutrition, our skin, which goes into a spiritual part of self-esteem and confidence.
Right.
It is very important. You don't have to have a fanatical diet plan, nutrition plan, I should say, but you do have to have something that's balanced and stable. I do not necessarily believe, to be honest with you, in being on nutrients, on vitamins and minerals daily. I do a 3-month rotation. So I do, you know, have my minerals and my vitamins, my probiotics, certain liver detox tablets, you know, because the liver is one that should always be detoxing daily, that I'll take for about 3-4 months, and then I'll rotate out for a month, 2 months, because the body will build up enough minerals and nutrients, and during that time I'm eating nutritious foods, and it gives my body a chance to kind of produce certain things on its own and grab certain nutrients on its own. But in the beginning, when you're starting your cycle, you definitely need nutrients to help you over the hump. I mean, I have to tell you, I had a client who had MRSA, and that's like basically
that's serious.
Yeah, flesh-eating virus. And this is a gorgeous girl. I'd helped her lose weight. She had a surgery. She caught this from the hospital, and she looked like death. She looked like a drug addict when she came to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, 3 weeks ago I saw you were vibrant and happy because of all the meds that she had to be on. And MRSA is a very hard thing to cure. It takes about a year, and they have to put you on very high antibiotics that they use for like kidney and liver failure, and they have to keep switching it to kind of try to trick this bacteria, because it's antibiotic resistant now, into omission, and it always lies dormant. So working with her holistically for 3 weeks on high dosage, we call it in the industry mega dosing. So basically I gave her 5 times the recommended daily dose of vitamins and nutrients of pure, organic, clean vitamins
Can I
and
say
herbs. Yes.
Plant-based, right?
Plant-based,
Always
all plant-based, not manufactured, no synthetic,
Right.
not from the pharmacy. And thank you for that.
Right,
for
and the
clarifying that.
reason I bring that
Yes.
up is because with plant-based, the body recognizes it, and the body uses what it needs, and then it flushes the rest. Now, if you go and you're trying to supplement with things that are from rock sources, right? Because you can get iron and calcium from rocks. You can get stuff like that from coral reef. Those things are toxic to the body because they're not plant-based. Plants haven't metabolized those things into recognizable, safe nutrients for the body. So plant-based is so very, very important. It's key, right?
Yep. Thank you. That's awesome. She's correct. So plant-based nutrients. 3 weeks later, her infectious disease doctor called me from Cedars-Sinai and wanted to know what medication I had talked her into using, because not only had the MRSA completely cleared up, and it usually leaves really horrific scars.
Wow.
Hers had no scars.
Wow.
And they swabbed certain areas of the body, like the nose, the ears, under the arms, under the breast, the groin, and the back area, to see where the MRSA is hiding dormant.
Wow.
So that they can track it, because the next time that person gets cut, the MRSA is going to try to travel into that cut and spread again.
Oh.
They said they've tested her twice, and they cannot find any trace of a dormant bacterium MRSA in her system at all.
Wow.
Because when you heal holistically, you do
Yes.
3 things. You give the
Yes.
body enough nutrients to keep you healthy.
Right,
Then it has to go in there and fight a war,
right,
and it has to replenish you. So that's why we do mega dosing.
right. Right.
Because if it's a plant-based nutrient, you're not going to get sick. It's not going to break down your liver. You're not going to end up in the ER.
Right.
Your body's going to use what it needs, and you're just going to have fluorescent urine what you don't. And that's okay for your life. You're going to, you're going to waste 50 cents a day. Wow.
Right. Right.
But you're going to be alive. So, yeah, so that's how I got started. So, these are just some of the things that, how important nutrients are. I love working with people as far as, maintaining a healthy weight. That's a real passion of mine because I don't deal in diet plans.
Lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle change. My clients eat, for women, 2,000 to 2,400 calories a day, for men up to 2,800 calories a day.
So nobody's starving.
Nobody's starving.
Nobody's
They
starving.
drink wine, cheese, chocolate, potato chips. These are all things that are included in their menu during the nutrition series that I put them on. And recently I've started studying with inflammatory food responses. So it's actually about, the healthy foods that can be making you sick. Now people are like, wait, did you just say that, you need to eat healthy and you need to eat nutritious? Absolutely. But what we also have found recently is everything is nutritious, pretty much to a certain extent when you test it in a laboratory. Like, you got the cacao, you got the goji berry, we have acai, we have the coconut, we have all these things that tested in the library, like, oh my gosh, turmeric. These are full of antioxidants and they're superfoods and they do this and this. But what we've also found is a lot of our clients who are really eating healthy and doing the right thing aren't getting the result or that they want, or no result at all, or they're even getting sicker. Now, why are they getting sicker eating tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplant, acai, coconut, whatever, right? Because even if something is healthy in a laboratory, each of our body chemistries are different.
Right.
So the way, for me, one of my main things was always having a bloated stomach after having a healthy salad, and it was the most frustrating thing in the world. Only to find out that my inflammatory food responses are eggplant, tomato, and cucumber. Those are my three no-nos. I took that out of my diet. I'm never bloated. I always have a flat stomach. I always feel good. So tomatoes might work for you, it might work for her, it may not work for me.
Right.
So what we do now, our protocol in the nutrition industry when we put together food planning for clients, is we put them on a very low reactive food plan, which is so yummy, and it has a lot of calories, so they're always full and they love the way everything tastes. And then we add things in to see which foods are actually making them unhealthy, sick, overweight, and are causing their autoimmune deficiencies. Because autoimmune deficiencies like eczema, psoriasis, diabetes, there's no cure, right? That's why they call them autoimmune. So we know it's a food issue. We know that there's something that you either don't have enough enzymes or acid to digest it properly, or it's something that you're just allergic to.
Right.
So,
And I always tell people, I have you know what? I just had reactions few weeks ago to pineapple.
Pineapple's very
life.
highly reactive. I should have brought my reactive chart with me.
Right, that's all right.
I'll give it to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds fabulous. So don't worry. I'm not worried. I love fruits and vegetables. There's 1,000 other things I can choose from.
Exactly.
I don't have to skip a beat. But I also am not of the mindset, well, I like how pineapple tastes, so I'm going to eat it anyway. I'm not going to do that to me. If now, for whatever reason, if they're doing something to the pineapple or my body chemistry has changed, and you do have changes in your body chemistry over time. It could be stress related. It could be related to having a child, because things change in the body, right? And so be aware. I love your story about individualizing your lifestyle, your meal plans and such for yourself as you learn about what works best for me. Right? So something that's healthy and wonderful for someone else might not work for you. Absolutely. I don't care how nutritious you hear that item is. If it doesn't work for you, don't worry. If it's green, there's 100,000 other green things you can
Absolutely.
eat. If it's a piece of fruit. And this I wanted to say too, people don't realize things are fruits that they think are just quote unquote vegetables. Bell peppers are fruits. Cucumbers are fruits, right? Because their seed is inside, right? Different from leafy green, quote unquote, vegetable type things. So make sure every day that you eat a tremendous amount of fruits. Now, I'm not saying sit and eat mangoes all day, because mangoes are fruits, but they have a higher sugar content. So you want to eat fruits that are mixture, right? Sweet fruits and not as sweet fruits. So, but make sure you get lots of fruits in there, because they're very, especially the ones that have a lot of water in them, because they're very electrifying to the body. We've mentioned before, me and my husband, we've been doing more papayas, for example. Oh, you talk about an electrified morning. eating what we call mono meals too has helped tremendously with my body type, whatever's going on with me. I've found that if I eat one thing at a time, it's very satisfying. I don't have the bloating issues. It helps very much with elimination. So I might have a meal of papaya in the morning for breakfast. People always ask me, what do I eat for breakfast? By the time I'm telling them they'll eat weed and this, that, and the other thing. Melons, excellent. You know, when melons are in season wherever you are, eat melons. Have half of a cantaloupe for breakfast. You're going to feel wonderful. You're going to be energized. You're going to feel light. Things like that. Those are things that work for me. You might want to try them, but success for me, individualized. I love that's a focus of what you all do, and also testing people for finding out what works and what doesn't work.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very interesting. Once you figure out what foods work for you and don't work for you, eczema clears up in 9 days.
Right.
People are dropping, 10 pounds in 7 days, eating 2,400 calories a day.
And plenty of water.
Right. Our staple is half your body weight of water every day. It doesn't matter if you're 300 pounds or if you're 100 pounds. Every day you drink half your body weight of water.
Right.
So I drink about 70 ounces of water a day, no matter what. When you get that down, that's half the battle right there. I mean, it's just really amazing what happens when you figure out what foods work for you. And with that, it comes, the last part of my business is helping people be in tune with their body.
Wonderful.
I no longer, people say, oh, the mind, the soul, the body is all connected. I don't even like using that word, connected. And the Ayurvedic mindset is using the word connected symbolizes there are two separate parts that have been attached. So we like to use the word fusion because the mind, body, spirit is all one.
Continuum.
It's continual. It's not a connection. It's a fusion. So I really help my client, when you're working with food, which is like the staple for people in their life, habits uncover. Even for me, mindsets uncover, because there's a saying, the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
Wow.
And if you can master your eating for the highest good of your body, and that's not being deprived, that's being able to have desserts and have meat if you eat meat, or cheese if you want to eat cheese, and bread if you want to eat bread. It's being able to have a balance.
Right.
And the way you do that is by listening to your body.
Exactly.
Opening up your mind, calming your mentality, feeling spirit. It becomes such a spiritual experience. My business is just fused its way into with my clients, because as I started seeing these habits, I started working on them with another level.
Right.
And even people who don't consider themselves spiritual start to uncover an essence about themselves inside that keeps me inspired.
Right. That's beautiful. So, it's mastering, if you want to use that word, or elevating, and understanding that we're here to elevate every day, expand all the time, and understanding that you have to have some foundation, like understanding basics, right? It's not as hard as it sounds. For example, basic is water. Basic is air, and making sure that you exercise so that you're exerting yourself enough to breathe deeply, to relax, to deal with things on a vibrational level so it's not stressful, but it's inspiring, right? Everything we have to take as inspiring, even our challenges. Like, you didn't get down in the dumps and stay there, right? I try to switch in and out of understanding something as a challenge as something to be inspired by, something to strengthen me, because I keep thinking of, I fell down here, I didn't do the right thing, I didn't do good enough. Those things are like hitting yourself with a hammer, right? You don't attract a beautiful butterfly with vinegar, right?
No.
With stress or things like that. You've got to relax and vibrate high, understand what a good foundational core is about. So understanding the basics, things like water and breathing and relaxing and laughing. We had the laughing yogi on here. That was a blast. Breathing deep, exercising, things like yoga. A lot of people I've noticed, they're kind of bent over when they're walking. What does that tell your body, your mind, your spirit? Oh, I'm downtrodden. Posture.
Posture is very important.
Very important. So we want to thank you so much for being here, for inspiring. I'm feeling inspired and elevated and just so glad you touched on some points about understanding our own and understanding ourselves as a continual 360 being. We're not a physical being, we're a spiritual being having a physical experience, right? And so take everything as an experience, not as something that's punishing me. The universe loves you. That's why you're here. But you're here to expand and feel love and give love. We're here to understand that what we learn and how we grow, we're here to share that and uplift each other. That's why we can communicate with each other, right? So that we can constantly be in an upliftment, a inspiration, and you're so inspiring to hear that, you know, you're out there helping other people, using your experiences to inspire and help people along their paths, beautiful paths, no matter what challenges we have, they're all beautiful paths. We want to thank our sponsors, allinonepresskit.com. All-in-One Press Kit. If you are looking to use social media to help you get where you want to be in terms of your business, getting out there to know people, getting people to know who you are and communicating with you a lot, you really want to make sure to get in touch with All-in-One Press Kit. Go take a look. My site, allinonepresskit.com, that's the site for getting in touch and checking out what those press kits look like. My site, rawvegansoulfood.com. Go take a look at that one and you can see what a really, really complete press kit looks like with all the social media buttons and such. Again, we want to thank Sister Shaladay, Ms. Shaladay Johnson, for coming in and sharing her experience. You know what? I wanted you to speak just a moment about your meal plan delivery.
Okay, so yes, I do personalized meal delivery. I do a paleo bread for my clients and anyone who feels they want to, you know, meet with me, have a consultation, and figure out what would be best for their body. We prep the food. It's all organic. We can make anything from your rice milk to your bread. Everything is very pretty, so you just feel like, oh, look at it, I want to put this food in my mouth, and it tastes yummy and it's healthy. Yes.
Paleo. Explain paleo lifestyle.
So paleo lifestyle, I'm not promoting any one lifestyle. Again,
Right.
I just
Okay.
find the one that works for you. But because I do love my rye bread, I want to say, but I do make a paleo bread. And basically it's for people who have a gluten intolerance or have a wheat intolerance. And it's really, really yummy. I can't tell you the recipe, but it's an almond flour base. It does have eggs in it to give it the fluff. And it has flax. Now, the thing with flax, it's not ground up flax, it's whole flax. Because remember, the new research has shown that once you start grounding flax seeds, it becomes toxic to the body. So you want to use whole flax seeds. So there's a lot of yumminess, and my 6-year-old son loves it. I have orders up the kazoo for it. I had to actually, you know, take a break and because I'm on back order. But when a 6-year-old is saying, "Mommy, can you please make me that bread? I don't want to eat the bread at the store, at Whole Foods." Oops, sorry, what did I say? Sorry. Well, it's true though. Nothing personal about it. He just loves the way it tastes because it has such a yummy, nutty, warm, earthy farm feeling to it.
And the body recognizes it. You can tell right away when the body likes something.
Loves it.
Yeah,
loves it. So I think the paleo lifestyle, if it doesn't cause an inflammatory response for you, because inflammatory is aging and it causes sickness, right? Then go for it. If raw is for you, go for it. If vegans for you, go for it. If vegetarians for you, go for it. If you're like me and I do like meat and cheese and bread, go for it. Right. You know, because everything's a balance. And I'm actually about to do a calendar that'll be distributed over in Europe first. But I said, you know, one of the things is I want to start eating raw, and I am not an expert in raw eating, but if that's something that I have a client who is interested in, I would send them to Sister Modupe. So I said, I am going to get me some raw vegan soul food for like 21 days. I'm really excited to try like a 21-day raw vegan diet. And, you know, I've had people say to me, oh, you know, you're very lean, you're going to lose so much muscle. And I'm like, no, because as today, I get most of my protein from seeds and nuts, and I eat meat. I eat meat maybe every other day, and it's only about 3 ounces.
And you make sure you're eating the best meat on the market,
Oh,
not the ones
organic
with
only.
hormones or antibiotics, things like that. So I tell people, everybody's not going to be vegan, everybody's not going to be raw vegan, but the point is you eat the best quality food on the market. Don't eat things that are not quality, and make sure you're eating them in the right quantity, because I do consult with people and tell them how you eat meat. You don't fry it, you don't try and eat a ton of it, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
So
there's actually a testing protocol for that in our inflammatory food plan.
Right.
We test what is the perfect ounces that
and
your food. Yeah.
And even the kind, because some people, maybe they can eat beef or they can't eat lamb or something like that.
I have a quick question for you. What do you
Yes.
suggest for the clients, people out there who can't afford to eat organic or buy organic meat and organic vegetables? Because that is always an issue, and I always want to hear someone else's take on that.
Okay, so real quick, because we're about out of time,
Yes.
there's a couple things. One is then you only eat meat when you can buy the best that's out there. That means not eating it as often. The other thing is buy what's on sale, okay? So buy what's on sale, all right? And then the other thing is to make sure to go to the farmers markets, because you can get really higher quality food by knowing who's growing it and taking care of it, okay? So we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, sometimes people say, give me a recipe. Well, I gave you some recipes. I talked about mono meals. So eat that one fruit that you like. The more watery it is, the better. For breakfast, half a melon, a whole melon. You're going to be able to go till after lunch on just that, electric foods. Love your body, love yourself, love your whole being. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Sistah Modupe, Raw Vegan Soul Food. Love you. Peace.